Here we are back in the hub, and eagle-eyed players will notice that the boar, Uncle Butter, has moved from behind the bar down to here into the distillery. So we'll talk to him for the first, what I would describe as normal mission in the game, the first of the non-tutorial missions. In this mission, these guys start here as recruits. Now the nice thing about that is you don't have to build the warren in order to get them, and there's no build time associated with getting them as well. So we can grab them right away. They only cost the same amount as a single unit would cost to come from the warren. So it's basically a very cheap way to get a head start on building an army. So we'll start by getting the ferret, and that the little reminder comes up at the top about how to rally groups and rally all, although that's not a new mechanic. So gonna get those last two farms here. I'm not too worried about what my enemy's up to yet. Usually they are not, they're not going to be terribly aggressive in the first minute of the match. Plus I have these quick 2 recruits and lots of farms. The farms do defend themselves to some extent, so I'm in pretty good shape. And now that I've got a boar at the start of the match, which would normally only be able to get out earliest 6 minutes into the match, I'm in very good shape. So now I'm going to go explore the map and try and find out where my enemies are. Okay, I saw a farm. Looks like there's another base on top of that hill. If I do die, no big deal. It's a 6-second respawn, but that 6 seconds can really matter sometimes. Now that I'm here, it's almost always faster to burrow home than it is to walk home. Alright, I've got lots and lots and lots of food. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pop up a couple of turrets just in case an attack comes in, and then I'm going to go out and try and grow my economy. So I can go and claim one of these gristmills. You'll notice that the heroic is also to build 6 gristmills. In order to do that, I am going to have to walk around and clean up some of these enemy turrets. And to that effect, I'm going to left trigger my ferrets to this location. I'm going to left trigger my ferrets to come attack that turret in order to clean it up so I can capture that gristmill. Now I am going to need more units at some point, so I'm going to come back here and start building some warrens, build some extra ferrets, build some squirrels as cannon fodder, and maybe I'll build one more boar as well. And that will essentially make me an overwhelming force. Now I could build farms at these new gristmills, but if I want to quickly, if I'm going for quickly beating this mission, I probably don't need to. You'll notice this blue line. This blue line is your territory. Every time you build a gristmill, it'll expand your territory, and you can build new structures anywhere inside that territory. So by building this gristmill in the middle of the map, maybe it would have been good for me to try and do that one first. What you'll notice is that I'll be able to build way up here, and this is a good spot to build because all of his units are going to be coming streaming through this particular choke point. So I'm going to pull my units up to this position, and I'm going to use turrets to try to control that choke point. And that's actually a lot of toads, so I'm going to fall back and try and use my ferrets to poke away at these guys. Oh, but they're going to come in and try and... Some of them are going to hit the mill. Some of them are going to go after that my army. And now is a good time to try and pop up some turrets to just absolutely dominate this choke point. Wait till some of those guys are out of the way. And allow my ferrets to come through and take out those turrets. My ferrets have a longer range than those turrets, and so I can just stand here just slightly out of range, give them vision on it, and allow them to attack. Now I do have to watch out for that turret on the hill because I don't have flying units to be able to see up the hill. So I'm going to stay over here. In fact, I'm going to sell this turret so that my army doesn't walk around the northern side of my turrets to get through. I want them to walk by the southern side. On the northern side, I have to watch out for those turrets on the hill. Alright, I've got plenty of food, I've got a pretty big army, but actually he's got a lot of toads. And it looks like there's probably a way through on the southern side that I'm going to have to be a little careful of. Yep, there is a way through. So I'm going to also claim this mill right here, which gives me the heroic. And like I did in that other position, I'm going to build a little wall of turrets here to protect this choke. Now, this base here is farther away from his warrens and his defenses, so I think it'll be easy pickings for me to walk in here and take that out. One thing you'll notice is that when you destroy a gristmill, it automatically destroys all the pigs. So if there are 8 pigs at the gristmill, it is often, and you have a large enough force in order to take out the gristmill, you'll end up taking less damage on the whole by trying to focus on taking out the gristmill rather than the individual pigs. If there are just a few pigs, or if your force isn't big enough to take out the whole mill, better to focus on the pigs. And you can focus, again, you can focus your fire by holding the trigger next to the thing you want to attack. So if I wanted to, I could come up here and I could focus on that, but I don't want to focus on that. I want my boar to just... Yeah, all of those toads, there was a lot of toads there, and they took out my boar. I can, if I do die and I have multiple gristmills, I can choose where to respawn from, just like you can choose where to burrow, where to emerge when you're burrowing. So now I'm just clicking to come up here. We know that he's got a base on the hill, and it looks like the entrance is over here. You can use the mini-map to see that. That's what I did. I could see that there's walls all around the southern and eastern side of this hillside, and so I'm going to have to come in here. Now that I am standing on top of the hill, I have vision, so what I can do is I can stand next to that turret and hold the trigger, and then that forces my ferrets to attack that turret. And I'm going to do the same thing here, and hopefully not die. And if I just back away from the fight, you can see that my health recharges. Now I've got enough troops to just finish this off, so that's what I'm going to do.